Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below. They showed some Enshrouded official combat gameplay today, so we're going to check that out. This is from the makers of Portal Knights, so we're going to check out this trailer and then
Welcome to Enshrouded. Today we'll be introducing you to a mini-series of videos exploring the key pillars of the game, including combat, building, and survival. Let's start with the basic combat mechanics in today's video. Enshrouded allows the players to lock onto enemies in order to focus their attacks and move into specific opponents. As the enemy attacks, you can block their action with or without a shield. Blocking an attack costs stamina, and once depleted, attacks cannot be blocked anymore.
Okay.
With the right timing, you can also parry enemy attacks. A successful parry will block incoming attacks but also heavily drain the enemy's stamina. This leads us to the Merciless Attack, a powerful finisher that can only be used when an enemy's stamina has been depleted. Once the attack becomes available, you can deal a devastating blow to your enemy. In Enshrouded, you will have a variety of powerful weapons to choose from. For example, you can use bows for ranged combat in combination with different types of arrows. There are also wands for faster shots of elemental damage types, as well as staffs for mana-based slower and heavier attacks that can also affect a group of enemies. Apart from swords, there are also heavy melee weapons like hammers and axes, as well as explosives, hopefully offering the weapon of choice for different kinds of playstyles and challenges.
Look at the world. It's getting destroyed.
Now that you're familiar with the basics, Enshrouded places a strong emphasis on the value of preparation before entering into combat. It is important to focus on extensive preparations, such as resting, cooking various foods by using recipes, as well as potions and other items to gain an advantage in the battle. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel where we will explain this in a bit more detail.
Nice.
As you explore the world of Enshrouded, you will encounter many enemy factions such as the Fel, Scavengers, Wild Beasts, and Wildlife. Each of them can be found in unique areas of the game. There are various approaches you can take towards enemy fights. If you're the type of player who prefers to avoid direct combat, you can choose to scout and sneak your way around enemies to avoid alerting them to your presence.
Assassin's Creed style.
For players who enjoy ranged combat, you can also use bows, staffs, and wands to attack enemies from a distance.
This is so cool.
As the world of Enshrouded is a fully voxel-based, you can even dig your way around the obstacles. The possibilities are endless, and it is up to you how you will use this approach.
Wow.
Another way to approach enemy fights in Enshrouded is by using a glider.
I got a glider.
Glider allows you to fly over and approach enemy camps from above, given the element of surprise.
That's awesome.
In this section, we'll be discussing the game's leveling system, customization, and multiplayer experience. As players explore and survive in the game, they will gain experience points and level up. With each level gained, players will unlock skill points that can be used in a skill tree. For example, there are active abilities such as double jump, sneak attack, and blink, but there are also passive skills that improve your abilities or automatically trigger under certain conditions. All of the skills and players' class directions can be mixed in any way possible, which allows for a variety of different builds.
That's awesome.
In the world of Enshrouded, crafting basic weapons can be done at the blacksmith and other NPCs, but legendary weapons and armors can only be found through world exploration. Higher rarity weapons have additional perks that can be unlocked through upgrading.
Nice.
Apart from a single player, the game also allows players to play with up to 16 players on a dedicated server in a co-op environment. Playing together with others will allow each player to have a specific role in a team when exploring for resources, armors, weapons, and fighting together. Players can also heal and buff their party members or revive them if they fall to the enemy, enhancing the co-op experience.
Cool.
If you like what you're seeing, make sure to wishlist us on Steam. Be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our social media links in the description below. We'll see you in the next one.
He got a shrooned. That's so cool. Alright, now we're going to break this down. I'm a huge fan of Portal Knights and Ark and all that stuff. This looks to blow Ark out of the water just with the immersion of the game. So let's go over this real quick. I'm not going to make it too long of a video. Combat looks amazing. Let's skip ahead to where they're really like, holy crap. So combat looks great. Looks like they're going for that Dark Souls approach a little bit, which is very popular now. If you guys have ever played Portal Knights, this looks like Portal Knights all the ideas they learned from that, just on a much bigger and grander scale. I mean, the environment destruction here, the world is getting destroyed as he's blowing it up here, which looks awesome. Check this out. So right here, it blows up the entire thing right there, and then the ground right here starts getting destroyed. So you can completely manipulate the terrain. That's going to be awesome. That means you could probably build underground bases. I like the variety of combat, and it showed the skill tree where you're not stuck just as one type. You can have a little bit of everything if you wanted to. I'll probably stick to the sword and shield type because that's what I always do just to start. But the arrow, the ranger, the bow type looks the most fun. And that was the easiest one to use in Portal Knights also. I think it was the ranger. And then of course it's got the cooking mechanics. So that's really cool. I wonder if it'll have like a fatigue, like a hunger system and all that stuff, or if this is just even the menus look the same as Portal Knights. Then it shows them like the buildings and stuff. The building looks really in depth. Now they show creatures. I wonder if you can get tames. Like, can you tame creatures in this? If you can tame creatures in this is one of the last things they added to Portal Knights was mounts, not tameable creatures, but mounts. Hopefully they have some sort of mount system or tameable creatures. If it has that, this game is number one on my most wanted list. This and of course AEW Fight Forever if you follow my wrestling channel. So hopefully this has a awesome mount system or taming system. That'd be really cool. I like all the different ways you can approach the combat. I like the sneak mechanic. That's really cool. Just like Assassin's Creed. The grapple hook. I mean, the Ranger was the most fun, like I said, in Portal Knights, but you couldn't do stuff like that. I'll probably be a Ranger. I really like the Ranger. The sword and shield type is usually the one I take. And this is how you get stones. So you can totally manipulate the world. You can even break the house. That is so cool. And then you can come through and just switch to combat. That's awesome. I was wondering what the heck they were working on, because they haven't made anything since Portal Knights. They've been kind of silent. I thought maybe they went under. If you love voxel building, go check out Portal Knights, because in my opinion, it's way better than Minecraft as far as visuals and controls are concerned. But yeah, I mean, look at the boss fights. Portal Knights had really good boss fights. It was very simplistic. But like I said, it looks like they took everything they learned from that and just dial it to 11 and put it into this game, because it's essentially the same game as far as the world and the characters and the skills and everything that they're trying to do, just on a, like I said, a much grander scale. I mean, look at that skill tree. And as he said, you can sit here and it looks like you can dabble a little bit in each one. So yeah, Ranger, Warrior, and Mage. I was right, Ranger. Okay. Then you got your intelligence, dexterity. It's literally the exact same system that's in Portal Knights, which is a good thing because Portal Knights was awesome. I love that game. In fact, this kind of makes me want to go play that some more. I own it on like every system, and I have over 100 hours on every system on that game because it's just so fun to build stuff. Then you got your weapon mage here, craft. So that's really cool. Then you can find stuff out in the world. That was one of the things in Portal Knights that was really hard. Getting unique weapons. Like, you could play for hours, and the best weapons would only drop from the bosses. Like, if you went out in the world and went through dungeons and random worlds, typically wouldn't find a very good weapon. You'd have to beat the bosses, the harder bosses, and if you're lucky, it would drop a super rare weapon. End up beating the final boss in Portal Knights like 200 times just to try to get some good weapons and stuff. That's really cool. I love the boss fights. Hopefully, my only concern so far is that I hope you can do everything in single player. I hope you don't have to be online. That's one of the big issues I have with Ark, is you always have to have, like, it's designed for a big group. It's not designed for one person. But yeah, this looks amazing. Whenever it drops for early access, I'll be all over this on the channel. Stick around. Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on this game? And stay frosty.